Hey guys, it's Brian Burt for Orange Energy Marketing here with my friend Bilal. We just had a fantastic conversation all about, actually took a deep dive into my journey as an entrepreneur. That was fun. So for all of you out there that are struggling, everyone that's ever been through the grind and the come up of entrepreneurialism, you love hearing this. Hopefully you get a few things out of it. It's all about having fun, delivering value, and making it.
Hey, welcome to a new episode, Way More Customers. It's your host, Bilal. On today's episode, I have a new guest. He's here to help you with e-commerce, online business. I have the CEO of Canopy Management. Welcome, Brian.
Hey, great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Awesome, Brian. So, you know how it's been with the coronavirus. A lot of people, they're not working, they're not going to gyms, they're not going to restaurants. How has it affected your business?
Coronavirus. Wow. Well, as you mentioned, I am an Amazon seller. I run a 64-person agency that also helps Amazon sellers sell more, called Canopy Management. So we have been going through it for the past 2 or 3 months now. It's been quite the ride. Um, I don't know how familiar you are with Amazon, Bilal, but they suspended all sales that were non-essential. So Jeff Bezos, what we call, are you a Marvel fan? Do you watch the comic book movies?
Yeah, yeah,
You know the Thanos snap,
yeah. Okay, yeah.
half of the world turns to dust. Well, we call it the Bezos snap because half of all sellers on Amazon, more than half, were not able to sell. For all intents and purposes, they were not able to sell under the Prime badge, which meant that there were 30-day delivery windows for every seller that was considered non-essential. So that was a big deal for us. So that threw everything in the air. That's never happened. Obviously, we've never gone through a global pandemic. So who knew what was going to happen? So that really affected quite a bit of our sellers. About 40% of our sellers we just were going through some very, very seriously hard times. Now, on the other side of that coin, we had about 19% of our sellers that were having the best days they've ever had, better than Prime Day and Q4 put together, rolled up into a ball every single day. They were just selling a ton. And so, it was really all over the board. Now, luckily, we're happy to say that Amazon has normalized mostly at this point. And things seem to be not just getting back to normal, but better than normal. Things are going better than they ever have for Amazon sellers, only because I think what is kind of the silver lining to the whole coronavirus plague, you could call it, is that shopping online and buying things online has just become a lot more normal now than it ever was. Here in the States, I know you're in Canada, right? Um, Buying online, it seems pretty normal. But for the rest of the world, it's not as normal. And in fact, even in the States, Amazon saw a huge increase in the number of households that were Prime membership approved households. So whereas before it was about 2 out of every 3 households in the United States had a Prime membership, an Amazon Prime membership, now it's 3 out of 4 and still going up. Pretty soon it's going to be every 5 out of 6 households has an Amazon Prime membership. So, I think people are more, it's kind of two hands here. People are more used to buying things online now. They're more accustomed to buying things online that, prior maybe they would just go to the store or the mall to buy. Now they're realizing how much more easy it is to just make a quick purchase and have it show up on your doorstep. So as we normalize even further, we think it's going to be better than it even was pre-corona.
Yeah, so anyone who has like Amazon stocks, like you can see like they have skyrocketed, they're like over
Oh,
like
yeah.
2,400 and that's crazy.
Yeah. Amazon went way up. I just read a report that because of the coronavirus, Jeff Bezos may become the world's first trillionaire. Trillionaire. That's $1 trillion. So, I mean, it's not a bad place to be, all things considered, selling on Amazon.
Right, awesome. So currently, like what are you doing for your company right now?
I'm the CEO.
Right. So in terms of like your day-to-day tasks, like what are you like managing like your 64 team, like what are you actually doing to help them, or grow the company or make it better?
Yeah, that is. You're asking me to build a watch. How much time do you have? You know, there's a misconception out there, and this applies to any business. But a lot of people say they shouldn't be working in their business; they should be working
On their business.
on their business. I think neither are true. I think I think many people work in their businesses. A few work on their businesses. Now, if you have to pick one of the two, work on your business. Right? That's a better solution, but still not where you should actually be as a CEO running a team. If you're a CEO running a team, you need to be not in your business, not on your business. You need to be above your business. So you want to work above your business, where that means that you've set infrastructure, you've built the systems and the processes, and you've hired the right people, and they're running themselves. So more and more as things evolve, we just crested our 2-year anniversary, and so we grew really explosively in those first 2 years. But as more and more as things become systematized and the team runs itself, I become more of a strategist. I become more of a relationship builder. I become more of a passenger in my own business, which is really, really nice, right? Because going through those 2 years, to any one of your listeners out there, if you're in the place where you're still growing your business, maybe you're working in your business, maybe you're working on your business, um, it's hell. I'm not going to lie. You really are. You have to push and push. And one of my mentors is Russell Brunson. So I don't know how many people are familiar with Russell Brunson, but he's a good friend of mine, personal mentor, has been for 5 years. And he always said it this way to me, and I thought it was brilliant. I never forgot it. But he said, when you're in those first few years of your business, you have to be the propulsion of the rocket ship. So you have to, I don't know if you know this, but a rocket ship, it burns 90% of its fuel getting into orbit, just getting out of the atmosphere, 90%. Then once you're out of the atmosphere, it's real easy to keep things going and growing. And that's when it starts to get a little bit easier. But getting there is so hard. Getting there, it takes all your effort. You have to be up night and day, stressing, losing hair, getting gray in your beard like me, and it's one of those things where you really just have to keep on pushing and keep on grinding and keep on doing the boring work and really keep on going. So I'm at the point now where we're just starting to see, the first peaks of space, and the atmosphere is clearing up and we're getting into orbit. So you asked me, what do I do on a day-to-day basis? It's really more strategic now. It's more about, meeting great people like you, having, good relationships. Your network is your net worth, as they say. And that's really where I'm at. It's really about getting in touch with the right people and making sure that I put the right people in the right positions in my company.
Okay, well, it's awesome that you have a mentor like Russell as who's guiding you and helping you. So I see that you have a lot of trophies behind of you for the Two Comma Club, and the other one as well. I'm not sure what the name of that one is, but yeah, if you can just explain to the audience like what those awards are and how you were able to get them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So over here, you've got the Two Comma Club, and that's for doing over $1 million inside of a funnel in under a year. I did that 6 times. You can't see them all; they keep going way up. So that's 6 times I did that. And this one is called the Two Comma Club X, or the 8-figure award. That's for doing over $10 million inside of a funnel in a year. And I got one of those as well. So, yeah, I know funnels. I love funnels. I've been working in funnels and online marketing for a long time, 15 years probably. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun. These are all marketing awards. I have you can't see it, but right here I've got a big window. And the other day, my postman, my mailman, came by and tried to drop off a demo tape to me. He thought I was a record producer. But yeah, these are marketing awards. Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So these like Two Comma Club awards, like were they through like 6 different funnels, or they were from the same funnel?
Yeah, so they have to be different funnels, right? So that's the rules. So each one of these were different funnels. This was a product launch for Amazon sellers. That was a product launch for Amazon sellers. That was a product launch for merch. So for merch by Amazon, which is many people don't know, but you can get into Amazon, design anything you want, upload it. Amazon will print it on a T-shirt for you. and that's called Merch by Amazon. And so we put out a course. A partner and I put out a course on that. I've got a couple other ones too that a lot of people don't want to hear about, and this one's for Canopy. So the big one I got, of course, for the agency. So
Wow. So, it really shows, what you're doing in all these different funnels. Let's talk about like how you got introduced to funnels, like why you chose funnels and like why do you stick to funnels?
yeah, so I back in the day, I had another agency, and we were doing website design and search engine optimization. I sold that in 2014. But that was just as ClickFunnels was getting started. And I don't know how many web designers you have out there, or marketers that were pre ClickFunnels, which, by the way, is a software that we all use. It's very simple to create funnels with. Um, it was a pain in the butt trying to get funnels together. I knew the concept, I was using them, but you were building WordPress sites. And it takes a long time to put up a WordPress site, and it's hard. And you need a designer, and you need a coder, and you need a developer, and you need a quality check, right? So a QC check or a quality assurance person. And in many cases, I was all four of those people, and so it took a long time. And then when ClickFunnels came out, the light bulb immediately went on, and it's like the aha moment. I said, "Wow, this is so easy to do. It's so fast." I think I was user 92 in ClickFunnels, and now they've got over 100,000 users. So I was one of the first to use the software. I was beta testing all the new programs and everything, and I was loving it. So I got involved right from the start. That's how I became friends with Russell, and then later joined the Inner Circle, if you're familiar with that. And Russell's been a friend and a coach of mine for a long time.
Okay, and so the inner circle, like, what is that like? What does that give you access to?
The Inner Circle is a group of 100 of the world's top marketers. So to me, it was always kind of like the top of the echelon. If you're familiar with the concept of a value ladder, it's the top of the value ladder for Russell. And everything he did and taught was working and making me money, and more money than I had ever learned. He taught me the perfect webinar, and that's made me millions and millions of dollars. So, it was almost out of obligation. I said, man, I just want to give you money so you can teach me more, and I can get closer to you, and you can personally mentor me. And at the time, it was $50,000 a year. I joined. I think it's more than that now. It's closed now. You can't even get in. But it was certainly the best investment I've ever made, and it's just a really great group of people as well. Really fantastic marketers, but people that your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And Russell's he's got a really great energy about him, and he's such a caring, giving individual. Everyone inside the Inner Circle is also that way. Very family oriented, very warm and giving, and really that's the main advantage. I mean, there's a lot of personal training. I've had Russell sit with me for days and build funnels together. We've done it together many times. We've written webinars together. We've designed courses and offers and all kinds of fun stuff. But it's really more the community than anything else. It's the people that we met there, and the relationships that I built, and the partnerships that I built out of the Inner Circle that have just been really fantastic.
Well, that's awesome. It seems very valuable. So I want to like ask you now, like, you said you were user number 92 when you started. Like,
I think
how,
so. I mean, that's a legend, but who knows? Maybe I was. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know.
okay, so how did you like think like how did you get introduced to ClickFunnels, and how did you think it was like something you wanted to try?
Yeah, I mean, how did I see it? I think I got an offer. I think I was on Russell's email list. I think I just got an email, and it was talking about this software. I said, you know what, I'll give it a try. And
Mhm.
yeah, it was great. I think
Okay,
2013, 2014, somewhere in there.
okay, awesome. So, were you always someone who was interested in doing business?
Yeah. I've never had a job. So, I was the guy that was 6 years old, running around the neighborhood, finding old refrigerator boxes and turning them into lemonade stands, and then selling those to my other 6-year-old friends and taking half of their lemonade sales. So I was franchising lemonade stands at 6 years old. My mom loves to tell that story. Oh man, it's hilarious. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I was just born kind of as an entrepreneur. I just never saw the world the same as a lot of people that have jobs and job It's of course an acronym, right? Just over broke. So I never did. I said, well, why would I work for somebody? I don't understand that. It just never really clicked for me.
Okay, and what was your motivation of like doing that at the age of 6?
Oh man, I don't know what my motivation was at 6 years old. I have no idea.
Like, did you want to buy something, or you just like, it was just like cash? Like, did it mean anything to you?
Man, it was just something to do. I thought it was just fun. I knew I think I would go to like the candy shop down the road or something and get candy. Yeah, it was just fun. Yeah, I don't know what the motivation was. That's a really good
Okay.
question, though. I don't think anyone's ever asked me what my motivation was at 6 years old.
And like, so like, you bought a couple of candies, like, you were like, you had a sweet tooth, and then after that, like, what did you do? Like, did you keep expanding? Did you continue buying more candies? Like, how did you progress?
Oh man, I don't know. What did I do? I think I did that for like 2 summers, and I helped my mom put a down payment on a car. I think that's what it was. She didn't have a car at the time, and so I think I helped her put a down payment on a car. Or I made enough to buy a car. I don't remember, but yeah, it was we made a lot of money. I mean, we made thousands of dollars over in the summer, and that was back in the '80s, so that was a lot of money. But yeah, I don't. From there, what did I do? I did like a lawn service after that. I remember making little pamphlets and handing them out to the neighbors. I would mow their lawns for them. I think I was like 10. Then I had an auto detailing company in high school. Made enough in that to put myself through college at Arizona State. At Arizona State, I started an auto glass company. That auto glass company then was big enough to do. We covered Arizona, New Mexico, California, and yeah, I think that was it. So it was 3 states. I then sold that company and got into the web design company that we talked about earlier. So that's the whole man. I don't know who wants to hear this stuff, but to be honest with you, that's the whole journey there.
Okay, so like, was someone teaching you along the way, like, to move on to like lawn care and then move on to like auto detailing?
No, I mean, no, not really. It was just one of those things where I saw a need. I think, listen, I'm not the smartest guy in the world, right? I mean, in fact, I'm surrounded by people that I consider to be more talented than me. And it's just one of those things that if I have any God given gift or ability or anything like that, it's just vision. That's it. Is vision. I'm actually a terrible procrastinator. Um, I procrastinate like I'm from the nation of procrasta. I procrastinate with the best. I procrastinate by working on other things that I shouldn't be working on. But I do have vision. So for me, if you've heard the concept of blue ocean, red ocean, do you want me to explain what that means real
Yeah,
quick?
please.
So a blue ocean has not been, you know, let's say what a red ocean is. That's easier. A red ocean is an ocean filled with sharks, right? And sharks eating everything, chewing everything, turning the water red, right? So that's a metaphor for a really busy market, for a market that's overly competitive or saturated, right? So a blue ocean is a market that's wide open. The sharks haven't gotten in the water yet. It's yours for the taking. It's a market that you can go into and either be one of the first movers and take advantage of that first mover's advantage, or it's not too competitive. It's a proven market, but without too much blood in the water, if that makes sense. So for me, I've just always kind of been able to see the blue ocean, see what's next, or what's 2 or 3 or 5 moves next. And I honestly don't know how I do it. I've been asked before on other podcasts and things how I see how I have the vision. But if you've ever read Catching Fire or Ignite is another great book. They talk a lot about this concept. You've got the integrator and you've got the visionary, right? And typically they don't live in the same person. Actually, it never happens like that, right? It's kind of a clear divide, right? Are you the visionary or are you the integrator? Now, the visionary can see what needs to happen, can see the blue ocean, can see the future almost. And that visionary, is typically a really bad procrastinator, right? A little scattered, not very organized. There's a lot of negative to being the visionary, right? And you need an integrator. The integrator is the yin and the yang, right? So the integrator is really organized, really gets a high reward value from helping things happen and not getting the accolades, right? So you've got to find, if you're the visionary like I am, you've got to find the integrator. The if I'm a CEO, then you need the COO, right, to be successful. And for a long time, I thought, I could do it all. It was like the ego was talking. I can do everything. I can be the visionary and the integrator. And it wasn't until I just got real with myself and I was like, you know what? You suck at a lot of things, Brian. You're terrible at a lot of things, but you're really good at this one thing. So you have to find somebody that's very good at all these other things. Once I started doing that, once I kind of put the ego behind me, then I really started seeing like some real success. I started seeing some actual progress on my goals, and that was kind of the pivotal point right there.
Okay, so I can really see that you understand yourself, and it took you time to actually find that. Like, how did you know that like people were gonna ask you for your service for your lawn?
Uh, Very simply, I mean, when I was the lawn service back when I was like 10.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't, right? So, but here's what I did that was smart is I put out a bunch of flyers to my whole neighborhood, right? And so the flyers are akin to digital marketing today. It's like launching a Facebook ad, just in the real world, right? So whoever raised their hand, I knew they were interested. Another way to phrase that is Ryan Levesque has a really interesting strategy. It's called the Ask campaign. So you don't, and I see a lot of entrepreneurs or entrepreneurs or budding entrepreneurs or startups make this mistake all the time. And it's you don't ask first. So the best way to be successful is to ask an audience, not your audience necessarily, just any audience, what they want. What do you want? And then have them answer you and then deliver what they want. A lot of people do it backwards. A lot of people do it way backwards. I've worked, I don't want to name names, but I've worked with startups that did not get a temperature on their market. They did not run an ask campaign. And by the way, an ask campaign is as simple as spending $100 or less, maybe 20 bucks a day, 10 bucks a day, 5 bucks a day if you can manage it, on just a simple poll, a quiz, right? Run Facebook ads to a quiz, gather some data in your market, and then get out there and deliver what the people say, right? Do you want a yellow spatula, a blue spatula, or a red spatula? If 90% of everyone tells you they want a blue spatula, don't give them a red spatula.
That makes so much sense. So your idea by making these flyers was just to test out the market if someone actually needed the service?
Yeah, I mean, so for me at 10 years old, I wasn't that sophisticated. I think I hand drew the flyer with like leaves and rakes on it and stuff. But I wish I could find that. That'd be great. But it was just a matter of getting out there and having people raise their hand and having people say, yes, I need this, or I need my lawn mowed, or I need my lawn raked, or I need the dead rat taken out of my pool, which I did often. Uh, it's one of those things that if you can have your audience self-identify, then you're going to be able to make some money.
Okay, so that's a really key point. And so how did you know, like, okay, how did you stop the lawnmower and how did you get to the auto detailing then?
Well, there's a big gap there. I think the gap is about 6 years. Um, but at the time you're 10 or you're 12 or you're 15 or 16, you're not really too worried about money. I think the advantage that was my disadvantage was that I grew up very poor, right? And so I was in a very tough situation. My mom was addicted to drugs. Dad wasn't in the picture. So I knew I had to step up. And so that was the reason that I think I was after money from the beginning, is because I knew we had none. So it was a matter of really trying to help my mom. I knew my mom was sick. Um, I thought she was sick. She was really just addicted. So she needed money. And so I was just doing all I could to help my mom make some money.
Okay, so the auto detailing, like you started that because you said you had no choice but to help your mom, so you started that?
Yeah, yeah, I did. And also I knew I wanted to go to college. I love cars, always have. and I love detailing cars. I love cleaning cars. It's therapy almost in a way, and it's you wash a car for an hour. It's you're listening to good music, and you're getting exercise. Actually, you're moving quite a bit. It was just a good feeling for me, right? I always loved washing cars, so I knew I had to go to college as well. I wanted to go to Arizona State. I wanted to go to the W.P. Carey School of Business, which I think is in the top 10 school of business in the country right now. And it was very, very expensive. Out of state tuition was a lot of money, right? So I knew in order to do it, I either had to get a basketball, a scholarship, and I am extremely white, so I can't dunk. I definitely wasn't getting a basketball scholarship. Um, or I had to find my way in. So I did. I just spent a lot of money detailed cars for 3 summers until I earned enough, at least for my first 2 years. And then when I got to Arizona State, I got my only job I ever had actually was working selling auto glass at a car wash. So cars would come through the car wash, and I would talk to them about the cracks in their windshield and see if they wanted it replaced. And I worked there for about 3 months. I was the number one salesperson before I started my own auto glass company, and subsequently put the other guy out of business at 19 years old because I learned how to market online. So they didn't know how to do that at the time. So I taught myself how to market online. And rather than standing out at car washes in 122 degrees in Arizona, Phoenix, and Scottsdale, Arizona, in the middle of the summer, I was sitting in a nice air conditioned home office, working online and getting windshields that way. So yeah, it was a good gig. It was good to get out of that heat. That heat was crazy.
So there's a couple of things I want to ask about that. So, for your auto detailing, like, did you start off with just like doing your car, and then your friend asked you to do his car? Like, how did you start it as a business, and how did you test the market and get people to raise their hands for this?
Yeah. I just put a sign out on my front lawn. Actually, it was just a sign. It was like an A-frame I had built, another cardboard box A-frame, and yeah, just put and then before I knew it, I had cars lining up in my mom's driveway. It was actually my grandpa's driveway, and yeah, cars came, and I was doing a really good job. I would take, shoot, what was I charging? I think I was charging $150, which was all the money in the world. And sometimes it would take me 4 hours, 5 hours to detail a car. And yeah, first of all, I didn't know that was cheap because a good detail is like $300. And so, first of all, I'm half price, and I'm doing a better job than most of the actual professional detailers. So, yeah, I think the word got around, and a friend told a friend who told a friend. And, I mean, when you do a good job on something, when you have a good product, whether it's a service or a course, or, you're a coach, or if you're actually selling a physical product, when you have a good product, and my product was a really good detail, word gets around, right? There's no substitute for a really good product. Conversely, if your product is bad, word gets around even faster. So,
Okay, and so, like the reason you started the job, for the windshield cracking, and were you making more money for the auto detailing, or it's just that you couldn't do it anymore?
so I actually moved. Yeah, I moved to Arizona. That's why. I didn't have. I lived in a dorm, so
Okay.
I got accepted to Arizona State, and then I moved, and I lived in a dorm, and I didn't have room to or time really to detail.
Okay. So how did you actually learn how to become, so good at sales? Like, how did you learn that process?
Sales. I like people. I like connecting with people. I think when you genuinely like people and you're interested in what they have to say and what their life looks like from their perspective, and understand that everyone is going through a struggle just like you are, you can connect. And my superpower there is just being able to connect with people. I like connecting with other humans, and it's fun. So I think fun is very contagious. It's hard not to have fun around me. Because I'm like Like, you hang around me long enough, you're gonna laugh, you're gonna have a good time, and you're gonna start to probably believe you can do things. And you know, I always have this phrase. I'm like, hang around me long enough, and you'll start to believe in yourself and think you can do some amazing things. Because somebody told me that once, and it was true. And so I try to emulate, the person that told me that. And I think fun is also a very powerful, not only a powerful connector between humans, but it's also a great delivery vehicle for knowledge and information. Right? When's the last time, Bilal, that you learned something that you were having the worst time ever? Right? If you were having, when's the last time you learned something when you hated everything about it?
Um, I think every day, like when you do something consistently and it's like not working out, like you get bored and just like it's negative feedback, right?
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, I think on a daily basis, like that could happen, every day if you're not working on something that's giving you progress.
You got it. You got it. So I'm a big believer in having fun and making fun the vehicle by which you learn. If you're enjoying something, you're going to learn it a lot faster. Like, you know how quickly like kids get good at video games, right? Do you know how quickly that happens? I mean, even me, I got a video game the other day and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. And I got really good at it really fast, because it's fun. So I think that's kind of my secret, right? That's my secret to sales is I mean, you've got to be professional. You've got to know your stuff, but if you can do it in a lighthearted, enjoyable, positive, hopeful, optimistic outcome kind of a way, people will listen and they will eventually buy.
Okay, so that makes sense. So like, so what differentiated you from other people is that when you approach people, you weren't like, looking just to sell. You're looking to have fun and like, give them value and benefit.
Yeah, I mean, you want people to enjoy being with you in one regard or another. You don't want people to look back and say, "Oh, I got a weird feeling around that dude," or like, I like there's something off about that guy. I just don't know what it was, but all I know is I don't want to talk to him anymore. You don't. That's the opposite of what you want, right? You want people to be drawn in, and you want people to like feel your energy and believe that good things are going to happen with you. I mean, it's a lot. Sales is like dating, to be honest with you, right? You go on a first date with somebody, and if you just sit there like the whole time, nobody's gonna, you're sad, you're down, you're depressed or angry or something, you know, you're not gonna get a second date. You're definitely not gonna get a kiss at the end of that date, right? So you go on a date with somebody, you want to make sure that you're getting that kiss, right? You want to make sure that other person enjoys your time or their time with you and your time with them. And so that's what sales is. That's what relationship building is. I mean, it's very core. It's fundamental, like psychological, tenets. But yeah, it's just always been. And plus, on a personal level, I'd just rather have fun than. I mean, life is short. You know, like it's too short to not have fun doing things. Like that's why I got into the businesses I love, and I deal with people I like. I have a rule. This is my hard, fast rule: don't work with people you don't like.
Awesome. So, for people who are like, in the phase of actually like making something from scratch and like, they're not really sure what they're doing and, they're trying stuff like, for example, I don't know, for example, they're trying YouTube or they're trying to sell online, and it's not working out. They're not getting the progress because, a lot of times people that are starting business, they have a goal like every day, I want to make $100. I want to make $100. I want to make $100, and a month goes by and they haven't even made that first $100, what advice would you give to them?
Understand your problem. What's your problem? And not like, oh, what's your problem, man? But like, what's your problem? And it's very simple. This is the easiest question, right? Because you either have not enough traffic, not enough conversions, or that's it. Right? So, do you have a traffic problem or do you have a conversion problem? Right? I mean, we could take that a level deeper and talk about the offer and talk about what adds to these. But first, identify the issue. Do you not have traffic? Get more traffic. Do you have traffic, but it's not making sales? You have a conversion problem, right? So, which one is it? Identify that first, and then start digging in. How do I improve my conversion rate? How do I get more traffic?
Awesome. So you've made it so simple.
It is simple. It's not difficult. I think the problem is a lot of people overcomplicate it. And it's a bit of a syndrome, or I should say, an effect of a lot of these quote unquote gurus out there that have never done anything themselves, going out and teaching things that they have no success or no experience with, right? They overcomplicate it almost on purpose so you buy their stuff. And to me, that's the worst thing in the world to do to somebody, especially because we've all been there. We've all been starting out. We've all been broke, right? Like every entrepreneur has had that thought go through their head that goes, I'm not good enough. I'm stupid. I can't figure this shit out. Pardon my French, but it really is true. Everyone's had that happen, right? So you got to get off. You got to get off that. It's simple. You've got a traffic problem or you've got a conversion problem, and that's it. So once you figure that out, then you need to dig in. So if it's a traffic problem, then do you want to go paid or do you want to go organic? And those are two different channels. You don't have to pick one, but if you don't have the money necessarily to spend on ads, then you want to move over to the organic side of the house. That's where I came from. Everything I've done has been without paying for it. So I actually never, I've spent less than 1.01% of all the revenue I've ever created has come from paid advertising. So I love organic. Organic is a really strong place to be because when you build those 1,000 true fans, they'll be with you forever and you can continue to serve them at a high level and they'll continue to be a part of your community and it's a win-win. So do you want to go paid or do you want to go organic? That's a traffic situation. Then if it's a conversion problem, you need to look at your funnels. You need to look at your website. You need to look at your offer, right? You can't fix a bad offer. We talked about this before. If you have a bad product, whether it's service, physical product, if you're a coach or an info, whatever, right? If you have a bad product, you've got to fix that too, right? You've got to fix your offer. So it's really two sides of the coin. And honestly, I know our time is limited, but I could talk about this for probably a week straight. With maybe a couple of bathroom breaks in between. That's about it.
Okay, so for people that actually have a traffic problem and they don't have the money, like, and you said you've helped so many people out with getting all these awards and stuff. How does someone build a big crowd of traffic for their product or their service or their business?
Yeah, there's a number of ways. If I were to go back to day one, I would start collecting emails right away. I didn't even think to start collecting emails until it was probably 4 or 5 years ago. A little longer than that, but I wish I had been doing it from day one. So start collecting emails right now. If you're looking to drive traffic, though, you can organically. There's a number of ways you could do this very, very easily. I started my first 2 Comma Club award. I actually did from a Facebook group that had under 3,000 people in it. And if you know anything about Facebook, it's not hard to get that many people into a Facebook group. Right now, there's groups out there with 300, 500,000 people in it. But at the time, maybe this is 2015, 2014, somewhere in there, I had I think 2,800 people in my Facebook group and no emails really. I wasn't, maybe 600 emails. And I still did $1 million in a funnel from that Facebook group. So start building a Facebook group. That's a really, really powerful way to get your presence out there. Also, before you start doing that, understand that you need to deliver value. Right? So you're only going to earn as much value as you put into the world. Right? So if you're not actually delivering value to people and you're not actually helping people get the result that they're looking for, or one of my old mentors was Frank Kern. He calls it RIA, results in advance. If you're not helping people get results and you're not delivering value to those people, then you're kind of going up the wrong road already, right? So go out there, start talking to people in the community. Facebook is a great place to start. And people that are asking questions in the groups, start answering their questions, right? Do it without anything in mind too. Just start building a name and a reputation for yourself as a known quantity and a quote unquote expert within the industry. Not that hard to do. You could take half an hour a day, find a bunch of questions on Facebook, answer them all, provide links, maybe use a little humor in there. I drop GIFs on almost every comment I make on Facebook, and have a good time doing it, right? Because, like I said, you only get one shot, so you might as well have fun doing it, and people will feel that energy, right? So give good content, good value with a little bit of fun. That's the winning combo right there. You'll have more followers than you can shake a stick at.
Wow, that was so incredible and so valuable. So, and how do you invite people to the group?
So I typically will just have the group out there, and I'll provide a lot of good content in the group, and the algorithm does a lot of the work for you. So it will put it in front of other people. But you can there's a little button on groups that say invite friends, invite friends. So you could go out and find a bunch of the people in the other groups that you're friends with, or I should say that you are answering questions for, become friends with them, and then invite them to your group. Pretty simple.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's so smart. And then in the group, like you're saying, you're just answering questions. Like, for example, if someone doesn't know how to do this, you just like create a small video for them, or just answer their question how to do it, or get a link from YouTube and just put it into the group.
Easy enough, really easy. Yeah, you could make if you want to take it up a level, you could make a Loom video. Loom is a free, it's a free download. You can get that. You could do screen shares and it records it all for free. You could answer every question on Facebook with a Loom video, and that is free real estate. Then you're on every single thread that's important, and guess who's getting all the attention? It's the person who took the extra 5 minutes to make a Loom video.
Wow, awesome. So, that's really one good way of getting, a lot of traffic from your groups. Do you have any other ideas how to get more traffic?
How long do you have? I know we don't have too much time, but
Well, I
um,
mean, we could always extend it if you have more value to give.
oh, my friend, I also have a few meetings coming up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I would say YouTube is a fantastic resource. And by the way, I've learned almost everything I know through YouTube. So if you want to learn how to drive more traffic, Google and YouTube are your best friends. Go out to Google and YouTube, just type how to drive free traffic. There's a billion, forums, right? Find a forum in your category, find a popular forum there. It's not necessarily all about building your own channels. You can provide so much value that people will know your name, right? So it just very much in the same way, and without getting into the exact sources of traffic and how to do it, because we will be here all day. But remember that the core tenet that you need to hold on to is you deliver value, right? Deliver value first. Give people results in advance, and they will remember you forever.
Okay. So I want to ask you, like, if you had to name three top books that you've read that really influenced in your business, what would they be?
Yeah, you've got two of them behind you, three of them actually. So the 4 Hour Work Week was the one that got me into online marketing. Tim Ferriss, he's out here in Austin, Texas with me. Great guy, fantastic dude. Russell Brunson, .com Secrets, fantastic book. I know you've got Expert Secrets there. The whole trilogy is amazing. I definitely recommend that. You've got Gym Secrets. Alex Hormozy, one of my best friends. Alex Hormozy is one of the most brilliant people that most people don't know because he sticks to gyms, right? So he is the god of all things gym. He teaches gym owners how to be better gym owners, and he makes millions and millions and millions every month teaching gym owners how to be better gym owners. And he's brilliant. So I think you've got three right behind you there. Just
Um,
fantastic.
and if you had to name like three softwares that really helped your business grow, what comes to mind?
Softwares. Well, ClickFunnels is definitely there, right? Zoom that we're on right now. You have to use Zoom, right? Webinars are fantastic. I love webinars. They're a really, really, really powerful medium. And by the way, webinars are free, right? So that's another way to build free traffic. Webinars. So I'd say ClickFunnels, Zoom, and then a third software. I mean, honestly, we use Trello quite a bit. So Trello is it's a Kanban style project management system that I really like. It helps you organize your thoughts. It helps you run projects. It helps you do all of that, and it's free as well. So yeah, I would say those three are very powerful. Excluding all the necessity stuff like Gmail and Google Calendar and all that. So
Okay. And so, like, who are three people in business that you really look up to that influence you in business?
yeah, absolutely. So I would definitely say Bill Gates. I would say Steve Jobs, right? Some of the icons out there, Elon Musk, but more close to the heart here, Russell Brunson, right? Of course, Alex Hormozy, definitely a huge influence on me. Great friend, both great friends of mine. And then it gets really disparate from there. I get into some different kind of we could say Tim Ferriss too. Tim's been a big influence.
Okay, awesome. So, if people want to reach out, and like maybe work with you, or maybe take one of your courses, or they want to get onto Amazon, they want to sell selling products,
Yeah.
how can they do that?
Yeah, go just find me on the website. You can just I'm there, find me on Facebook, but go to canopymanagement.com. That is the agency for Amazon sellers. You can always get a hold of me there. I talk to almost everybody. Like I said earlier, I love talking to people and learning their story. So canopymanagement.com, of course, or you can find me on Facebook, Brian P. Burt.
Okay, and so currently, like, what courses are you offering to people in terms of Amazon? Um, yeah, if you want to also, give that out.
Sure. Yeah, so the courses that we have now we've done 1, 2, and 3. We're actually on the third version of it, so we've got the trilogy, but it's called sponsoredproductsacademy.com. So sponsoredproductsacademy.com, and that's all about how to leverage ads on Amazon. So Amazon, a lot of people don't know this. They've got their own native ads platform, and it's the third largest in the world, just behind Facebook and Google. So there's a whole world of ads on Amazon that a lot of people don't know about, and it's very difficult to learn because Amazon doesn't give you a lot of training on it. So we built a course 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Now we've put out 2 more since. We just relaunched Sponsor Products Academy 3, and that's a fantastic course as well. So you could go check that out.
Okay, and you mentioned you also had like a product launch course as well, and also a merch. You want to give details about that?
Yeah, if you're into merch, that's a really fun one, merchdojo.com. So we got merchdojo, dojo.com. That'll teach you how to sell. If you're starting out right now and you're looking, it's got the lowest barrier to entry ever because it's free. You can literally design anything you want, even if it's just words. Put it up on Amazon, and if somebody buys your T-shirt, you get paid anywhere from $5 to $10 per T-shirt. So it's merchdojo.com. Really, really cool launch we did there. We filmed that out in California, right on Hollywood Boulevard, running around with microphones asking people what their best T-shirt idea was. And what we did is we took those T-shirt ideas, put them onto Amazon. People bought the shirts. We wound up by the end of the week, we had one girl that earned $2,200 in sales just from her T-shirt idea, which was hashtag she squats, because she does squats.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing that example. From all of your courses, is that the one that you recommend as a starting course?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're just getting started, merch is the lowest barrier to entry because it's free. You don't have to spend any money to make money.
Awesome. So I have my final question for you now. So
Sure.
imagine at home you have a safe, and to be able to get into the safe, you need to use your entire hand as a fingerprint. You put it on the wall. It scans your hand. It opens up the first door. You get past the first door. There's a lock there. Only you have access to the key. You take the key. You unlock the second door. You get in. Then you're going into the third room, and in there, there's a briefcase. Only you have access to the combination to be able to open up that briefcase. You open up the briefcase, and there's one document in that briefcase. So if one day you're not on this planet and you have to leave behind some steps, some rules, maybe for your family or people around you that you can guide, help to succeed in life and in business, what would be the steps you would add on to that document, and what would you tell them for them to be successful? Awesome, Brian. So I'll be happy to include all the links on the bottom of the show notes so that people, who ever want to take the courses or reach out to you, they'll be able to do that on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should really want to thank you, for taking your time and giving out, so much value on this episode.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure. I look forward to seeing you again.
All right, Brian. So thank you for that. And that's the end of the show, guys. Win more customers, and talk to you guys on the next one.